Hey guys, just got to the gym. We're gonna do some squats, deadlifts, stiff legs, and some accessories. Should be a good day. I've been enjoying day 2 of this prep so far. It's quite a bit of volume. The suit really gasses me, I find. So the accessories a little bit challenging to get to, but a little bit of conditioning work never hurt anybody. A little bit of extra volume never hurt anybody. So really can't complain. So without further ado, let's go get after it. So we're starting off with safety squat bar, just a quick 5x2 at about 525 pounds. My single from week 1 was 703. We didn't really have a reason to test a single, other than that I haven't squatted since Western's prep earlier this year. So just seeing where we're at, very pleasantly surprised, and because this was so light relatively, I decided to take it for an EMOM or almost every 30 seconds, just to keep the heart rate up.
Don't want to.
Shelby making her thoughts known about the current program she's on. Not sure if it's necessarily advised, but I've been taking my working weight for a quick single or double just without the suit, just so I don't lose my conventional power and kind of to prime it. I don't think the fatigue is really anything to be worried about. There's so much volume in this program as it is that I'm already fatigued, but ran it by coach and he seems fine with it, so gonna keep doing that. I like it. It seems to keep me in good positioning instead of just relying on the suit. My lovely girlfriend Shelby giving us a little pose there. She's gonna be putting in quite a bit of work. That's the one thing I find incredibly challenging with the suit these days, is you can't really train it alone. You have to at least have someone competent to apply the Velcro for you and someone nearby to get you out of it afterwards. Not the end of the world. We have enough good gym staff and there's enough people in the gym who know who I am, know what I'm trying to do, that they're willing to help me out. So even if Shelby's working a night shift or something, I don't have to worry about that. I could always grab Ryder in the background there too. One other thing that I'm finding challenging this prep that I'm going to have to correct a purchase is, if you look real close, these figure 8 straps are a touch too big for me. I don't think OSG has a rule where your thumb has to be wrapped around the bar. That said, these straps, I believe I bought thinking I had an axle deadlift at some point, making my thoughts clear. And they fit well around an axle, but I think they're a little too large. And I say that because I find that it's hard to keep them in place when I'm getting into position. I really have to focus on making sure there's a lot of tension through them. And even then, I still end up fingertipping the bar no matter what I try to do. I can twist them, which would be fine if this was a max single, but because it's a medley, I don't want to have to be screwing around with my straps between every bar and resetting it. So I think that I'm going to have to buy a smaller pair. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the SBD ones or if I'm going to find something that's a little bit more rigid. I find these ones a little tricky to get around the bar. They're great straps. I do enjoy them. I'm just wondering if they're going to be the fastest option. I did think about getting some VersaGrips or a VersaGrip style strap, but after trying Mike Thrones' Wallander version at the Deadlift for Dreams event, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about them. They might be okay. I'm sure they are fine. He's deadlifted some insane loads with his. But just from a personal preference standpoint, I don't know that I love them all that much. But we'll see. Either way, I think you can really see it there on my left hand, just how much my thumb is off the bar. And I don't like that. Just on principle, 1, I don't think that should be allowed. And just 2, it doesn't feel secure enough for my personal preferences. Little smooch. Make sure she knows I'm doing a good job. For those of you who haven't been in a suit, I mean, you can really see here my face is turning bright red. It's the most challenging part about it is just dealing with the blood pressure and the head rush that comes with it. It really is not as easy as it looks. These reps are flying. but pretty much every single rep feels like a max effort just because of the insane pressure, which is why I'm making sure I'm getting out of the suit as quick as I can. Moving on to some RDLs, you'll notice I'm doing these in the traditional sense of an RDL, coming just below the patella there, kind of mid-shin, and then coming back up. This is more of a strength accessory. If I did want to turn this into a bodybuilding / hypertrophy movement, I would be focusing a lot more on my tempo, keeping my knees as far back as possible and really stretching out the hamstrings. This is more for just extra raw volume and for focusing on the top end of the range of motion that the suit doesn't assist. So that's the reason for the technique there.
Every single one.
Most women, if you get more of that kind of
But yeah, exactly. It's not entertaining. That shit's going on.
exactly.
It's kind of boring. I'll be out here just breaking shit. That's how whistling these.
Some banter with my good buddy Cam there, discussing how he could capitalize on his many farming mishaps. It's nice to have training partners who can keep the mood light when you have these long sessions. Despite the fact that my actual volume and exercises have decreased with the suit addition, my sessions are still a good 3 hours long just because I find the suit takes so much out of me to figure out and to catch my breath between sessions. Just the reality of training at those super maximal intensities. You know, I'm training about 20% higher than I probably would be with just raw, so having a good laugh is always nice. And then, again, kind of along the same lines of keeping that fatigue in check, we're just hitting some single leg work. I think that overloading it with double leg would just be a little too much, so coach has got me doing a single leg variation just to keep that leg volume in and keep me strong. It's a really good session. Had no problem with my squats. I basically either EMOM'd them or was 30 seconds rest kind of thing, just blasted through them. The suited deadlifts tend to take a while, you know, between waving down Shelby to strap me up and then getting strapped up and then getting into the bar and then actually, you know, doing the pulls and getting unstrapped and feeling my blood pressure kind of come back down. Takes a while to get through those. It's probably the bulk of my session. But they went well. First set, I was a little wonky. I had to play around with the straps a little bit, figure out what that tightness that I wanted it was to be able to get to the bar, but still have that tightness where I'm pulling fast and the suit's not slipping off my shoulder. But we're dialing it in. It's getting a lot better. I also had to be a little bit easy on myself because I only pulled the 400 kilo deadlift Sunday, so 3 days ago I pulled that. So still recovering, still a little fatigued, but overall really happy with how that moved. Stiff legs, same thing. I was a little fatigued, but they moved well, weight moved well, and then accessories were accessories as you'd expect. So really, really happy with that session, really happy with the progress that I'm making in the suit. And it's going to be a lot of just fine-tuning, getting into the suit and being fast in transition leading into OSG here. I think I can finish the ladder. It'll just be a matter of, can I be fast enough in transition to finish the ladder? So gonna keep drilling it, gonna keep working on it, and we'll see you guys next time.